One, two, three. Let's get this to A. It is always a pleasure. It's always a plus. Listening in, tuning in to you guys, letting you guys know what's on my mind, what's on my mental. It is what it is. To me personally, the Cowboys is always fun to talk about. As everybody pull up into this room, the chat box, man, I really appreciate you guys. Y'all see yourselves on the other side of the thing right here. Shout out to Buck, being the first person to be in the mix. How well, shout out to you, and Savage Time, what's good? Hey, this is what's on my mind, Savage Time. Hey, third place, you gotta step it up just a little bit. But this is the thing. This is what, and I always got the Periscope too as well on the display. Shout out to you, Mike. Hey, this is the thing, guys. Should the Dallas Cowboys rest their starters? My thing is, we understand. Oh, I forgot the elite, the Facebook panel, man. Hey, if you're on the Facebook panel, hey, shout out to you guys out there. Russell, Arturo, Jamal Anderson, not the Dirty Bird. I'm talking about Live Like 95, Jamal Anderson. What's up, man? Howard, what's going on with you too as well? Rogers Jr., not the first, but the second. What's going on with you, Junior, in this thing? Hey, it is what it is. This is the thing. This is what I want to just bring forth everything. I do know that I said that, hey, Dak Prescott, he need to be out there. Hey, to me personally, he's not seasoned enough to just say, okay, we're going to rest our starter. This is the thing. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than also to have an opportunity and not be prepared. My thing is, the prepared mind is always ready. There's a reason why when your windshield wipers on your car are there available for you. Just in case it rained, you can utilize your windshield wipers. Now, if you never used those windshield wipers before and it started pouring down raining, you would never know what button to press in order to get the water out of the way. That is what we call life. That's why when you building a house, there's something about how sturdy and how your foundation is on your house, how deep that they have to dig up that frame in order to pour down the thing that was going to support your house. And that is what I'm talking about. The anchor of this team need to be formulated through the offensive line and also through the coaching. Now, granted, if this is the third week of the game, if it's the third week of the season, and Travis Frederick go down, Zach Martin go down, what you going to do, forfeit the game? No, you have to already be prepared. The prepared mind is always winning in this race. This is war. And just because your troops and your soldiers are not there, you do not fold up like a weak tent. This is supposed to be the dress rehearsal. And I'm coming with the mindset, hey, this can happen in a game. You can have your guy not to be able to be healthy. Not saying that, okay, you're going to be in coaching of fear and you playing scared. Guess what? Scared money makes no money. I do know that a lot of people would not digest this properly. But what I'm saying is Dak Prescott is way too young. This is going into his third year. He needs to understand, okay, if I see this in the actual game, blitzing coming up the middle, I need to know how to get the ball out. The only way you can learn this if you in the heat. You do not. This is the thing. Gold. Everybody loves gold. I'm not even going to talk about the diamonds because we do know that pressure is what makes a diamond, right? And it takes time to make that diamond. But we're going to talk about gold. In order for gold to be valuable, they must first go through this purification. And the only way that you can purify gold is through hot heat. That's how you get all of the impurities out of the way. And my thing is, my whole thought and my whole notion is with Dak Prescott, hey, he had to be thrown into the fire. I do know and I understand that collectively everybody's saying to themselves that, hey, last year, 9-7 because of the left side of the offensive line was porous. But this is what you call life. Look, I hate to use this team as a reference, but in 2007, the New York Giants, the reason why they was motivated and elevated and was able to win the Super Bowl is because they lost. They got their ass handed to them on the last game of the season against the New England Patriots. But they learned something in that game. And in that game, the coach said, we will not rest our guys. We will put everybody out there on the line and we will play them. And it's kind of like watching the movie 300. We understood that the guy with the hunchback, he couldn't hold his shield up. But one thing that the 300 people were saying that, hey, everybody must play accordingly. And even if one of our guys are down, we have the next guy to stand into the mix. And if I always have a mental war with my mind when I'm looking at this sport, it's a brutality sport. It's one of those brutal sports that you have to be able to have your mind and your heart and soul into it. And if you start playing lackadaisy and you start putting out guys and saying, okay, we playing scared, then guess what happened? Somebody's going to get hurt. The football gods just operate this way, guys. It's just how it is. I understand that we have our reservation. I understand that a lot of people just don't understand the big graps of things that's going on with the dress rehearsal. But if you're not putting your starting quarterback out there because of the offensive line is not there, then what that speaks volumes of is that, hey, the wide receiver out there who's trying to make and operate and make this team, he's not going to have the best ability and a chance to as well. The tight end, don't we want Rico Gathers to shine and show up on this game? It trickles down. And it also have a defeative type of mindset out there. We have to have the mindset that every day our starter's going to be out there and ready to play. Lace them up. Let's get this thing going one way or another. That's how you got to do it. Now, I will put a one little glimpse of one. I guess I can say this. With Ezekiel Elliott, yes, I can say this. Normally, with running backs, okay, you can find the argument and say, okay, with Ezekiel Elliott, why he's not playing any game. And then you guys, do you all remember when Emmitt Smith didn't play the preseason? He was able to be formidable a little bit throughout the season and still got to 1,000 yards. Running back is entirely different from any other skill set is out there because one, Ezekiel Elliott balled out on every level that he ever played on. I can say that. We can go back and look at tape of Ohio State, and we can also look at tape of his freshman year in the NFL. But this is the thing. I always break it down from here. The third hardest, the first hardest position, the second hardest position in the NFL is the actual first hardest position is the quarterback. And one can argue the fact that the second hardest position is the actual center. The third hardest position in the NFL to learn is the tight end. And the fourth, and therefore, and four on is like the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker. These type of plays, you need reps. And as far as a running back, you can just say, hey, hit, plant your foot, get upfield. It's not that hard to grasp when you're talking about running back. But when you're talking about quarterback, to be able to see things, to this day, like I said, I'm going all the way back to 2007 with the doggone New York Giants. They used that game as a motivation. They said we came close. We didn't beat the Patriots. They beat us. Randy Moss was catching everything on us. But when the next time we see them, there's something that we saw out of that game which meant nothing to them, right? Because they was on an undefeated season. They beat the Giants and everything. They was like, aha, yada, 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 woo. But the Giants learned something from that game, and that's what you call valuable reps. Those things that you can see from the opposition and use it against them down the line. Now, I'm not saying that I do know that a collective sum that is out there, they're going to say, well, hell, this guy need to be rested because he can get hurt. He can get injured. Hey, you can be here today, gone tomorrow. That doesn't mean that you're not going to step outside. That means just because it's raining, you're not going to go to work. That's why they put things in place. That's why your car have windshield wipers. That's why your tie have rubbers and grooves within the tie to spread and actually move the water out of the way so that your car can continuously to move. Now, if you never put your car in those situations, if you never drove in the rain, then guess what's going to happen when it's starting to rain? Oh, yeah. It's going to happen. 2017 is going to happen. What is going to happen with Chaz Green throwing him out there and not being prepared? It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have none than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. The Cowboys need to understand to be ready and be out there when it's time for them to go. That's all I'm saying. And that's factual life, guys. You do not wake up and say, I'm going to study this test on the day of and pass. You may can get away you may can get away several times. But when it counts the most, Are you going to be able to pass that test? Are you going to be able to move on to that next level? This is about next level football. Ask yourself, the teams that are winning, what are they doing? This is supposed to be a copycat league, right? Understand this. Go back and look at the teams that are winning and ask yourself deep down in your heart, are they doing the things that it causes them to win, or are they doing the things that causes them to lose? That's all I'm saying. Steel sharpens steel. Yes, one of the coolest names on YouTube, Warpath. Yeah, I feel you. Shout out to Sean Moore. Doesn't look like Jason is going to rest many of them. All proven seasoned vets should sit. Now, as far as veterans sitting, and far as that's my whole argument. And I appreciate you more, Sean Moore, for putting that out there. If you are a veteran, if you already been down that path before, if you travel down that road before and you understand what's going on, yes, you can sit on your tail. But if you are third, this is not seasoned third quarterback. This is a guy that's going into his third year, had an average season last year. And now you're saying, okay, he earned the graces. He earned the pattern to sit down on his behind when this is the dress rehearsal, when everybody have red flags, everybody have a big question marks on the wide receiving. Hey, wide receiving core, it takes continuity. It takes rapport. It takes a strong level of concentration for these wide receivers to get on the same page. Yes, we can look at 15 plays, and yes, he was 10 for 15 last game, but that doesn't speak volumes. That doesn't speak for everything. There are things that you have to be prepared for. And I do know that everybody's going to say, well, he's going to learn that during practice. No. Injuries occurs in everything that you do. And you better be prepared when it's time to be prepared. Being ready is everything we need to have out there. We do not need to coddle our players. We do not need to say, okay, let's pacify them. Just think about what Bill Parcells would say. And even at this moment, let's see what Jimmy Johnson would say about this, But it is what it is. Yeah, shout out to you, Manuel. Yes, iron do sharpen iron. Cortez, what's up? I predict Gallup gonna ball out and be our number one receiver. Yes. And I put in some extra words on it. Yeah, he will ball out. That's my guy, MG13. Yes, he will. They must find a way to get good second and third stringers. Yeah, they must find a way, but you have to also have that type of rapport within your offense. You have to see everybody doing their thing out there. If not, we will still have these big reservations regardless on the Cooper Rush of the worlds and the Mike White. I do understand that everybody was saying that Mike White can just I told everybody during the offseason, well, before this thing ever started, that Mike White, he can throw the ball through the keyhole, but those are some intangibles that he's missing. He holds on to the ball. His release is cool and all, but he does not feel the pressure when it's coming off the edge. He have to work and improve on that. But, okay, so are we saying that we're going to just, rest our loins on this right here, Cooper Rush, Mike White for this whole entire game? No. We have to give Dak Prescott more reps. To me personally, he needs to have more reps. That's how you get valuable reps in this league. KJ, shout out to you. Dak needs to keep playing, though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Eric on the Facebook panel, shout out to you. New York Giants then had a better HC head coordinator and coordinators than we do currently. I think we're going back to 2007. They had to be coached up well in order to beat the New England Patriots. I do know that they relied on a lot of luck to win those games. But this is the thing. When you are prepared, when you walk outside and you already understand that, hey, there's going to be treacherous rain, there's going to be water coming left and right, and you're already prepared. You already have your umbrella ready. You already have your rain boots on. You already have your gear already ready and ready to walk out there in the rain. Then it will not hit you with the blind side. Meaning that when you go into work, you don't have to change out of your clothes. You don't have to go back home and say, okay, I need to regroup these things. Because you're already prepared. That's what we call life. The Dallas Cowboys, for years now, under the Jason Garrett administration, or regime, have yet to be prepared. I do know that a lot of people say, well, hey, the coaches can't go out there and make plays. But there's something about that coach that when it's time for halftime adjustments, when it's time to chip a block or put a guy on the opposite side where the pressure is coming from, being able to see those things down the line speaks volumes, guys. That's all I'm saying. And hey, I may be wrong, but going back to what I've seen in the last 25 years, I'm closer to being right than wrong. At the end of the day, we can look back and say to ourselves, in these 8 years, Law Nation, you're right on this. There's nothing strange. There's nothing just changing drastically that can prove me otherwise. Hopefully this year can, because I'm always with the mindset of rooting for the team regardless of the circumstances. But sometimes you have to call a spade a spade. And what I'm saying is that this team need to figure out something. But moving on from this subject, I'm going to go talk about the veteran help that we're going to get as we about to close this thing out. We went out and got a J-Ron Johnson. He's 30 years old. He was born in 1988. So if you do the quick math, he's about 30 years old. He's a strong safety / guy that can play out in space. He's one of those guys that played under Chris Richard's system. I think that he would just fit this system just perfectly because he already know what the coaching is going to do. Now, they also picked up another guy, Dominique Sanders, who's a rangy guy, not a deep rangy guy. As you look at the film, he's explosive, flies out to the ball, have those instincts. Was Georgia's all-time interception leader, 16 interceptions. That speaks volumes. He was quite undersized, kind of looked like Bob Sanders from afar, but I think Bob Sanders is a whole lot bigger. Bob Sanders was a little bit smaller than him, of course. I'm just saying Sanders because they both got the last name Sanders, but neither here nor there. The thing is, what I like about this Dominique Sanders, this D Sanders, not Dion, but they're going to give him number 33 as a cool number. He better own up to that number. This coming game, we will take a good look at him. Also, if he managed to make the team to the last and final preseason game, we will have to take a good look at him too as well and see what he can bring to the table. This team, we still need veteran help. To me personally, what a veteran does to this team, not saying that you go out and get a guy that's 35, 36 years old, but what I'm saying with the veteran leadership, with that veteran help, they've been down that road before. They can help you out in the small areas where you need to have to elevate at, as far as linemen and assignments. The thing is with the safety, you cannot let anybody get behind you. So you have to have everything in front of you. You're the last line of defense. And if you have a blown safety coverage, you know that teams will pick you apart, especially in cover 2 defense. There's always openings in the seam, in the middle of the field, the slants. If you're not in the proper lanes, or if you're not in proper adjustments, then teams will beat you down and take your lunch from you. So hopefully, and I mean hopefully, that the Jaron Johnson can come in and be a spell guy for Jeff Heath, and then also be a mentor in a sense, because he's been in the he's been in the actual Chris Richard system, and he can tell everybody, okay, this is how we lined up when we was playing down here, and this is where we need to be at on the ball right now, So hopefully he can bring that in. But the 500-pound gorilla that's in the room is, what the world is Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and everybody else, Tupac and Biggie, what are they doing with this Earl Thomas situation? Do we don't have the money for Earl Thomas, or is that just something that the Seattle Seahawks are having a dream of saying to themselves, that's okay, he's not reporting, but we know when week 1 come around, Earl Thomas is going to put on that 29 jersey and he's going to be ready, lock loaded and ready to get out there to make things happen. Maybe they just trying to squeeze Jerry Jones to get more picks, or maybe they just trying to say to themselves, we will not lose in this debate. He's playing for us, and we want him for one more year. And Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones are not folding up on that. And it could be a blessing in disguise in both factors, because we're talking about, what, $12 to $13 million. That's a lot of money to pay a safety. And especially in this climate of the way they changed the hitting rule and stuff like that. So my thing is, okay, Seattle playing hardball. We're not biting the bait. We're not going to throw you a second-round draft pick. But damn it, come hell and high water, the Seattle Seahawks will be a fool if this guy refuses to play. And they had the opportunity to get at least a third-round draft pick, and they wait all the way next year to get the compensatory third-round draft pick, because I think that's where he's going to land at. So with all that being said, maybe, just maybe after the dress rehearsal, they make a play on Earl Thomas. Maybe the Seattle Seahawks say, okay, you guys won. We give you, okay, we'll take your third-round draft pick offer, and you guys can have number 29. And everything is something about playing with familiarity, with continuity. I think that is what Chris Richard is echoing down to Will McClay and Stephen Jones, that, hey, these are my guys. I trust these guys. Each one teach one. This guy will help elevate the team in this aspect, and he will be a good rotational piece. And I'm talking about the Jaron guy, because I don't think he's a camp body. I think that he's more an intricate part of veteran help for the team. They refused to sign Eric Reed because of the kneeling. This is from Eric K. Hey, it is what it is. As far as and I said this before on my podcast down the line. I said, hey, what would benefit the NFL is that they would just not show the protesting. Just like when a streaker run out there on the field, he's butt naked. The cameras at the NBC, the ESPN, they just don't show it, because there's always going to be some type of conflict of views of this kneeling, protesting, voice of the voiceless type of stuff. And there's no win-win battle on this, because a segment of population, people, like I said, those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. You're always going to have this segment of population of people that's going to have their belief. And to me personally, there's no win-win battle on this. Are there injustices throughout this world? Yes. And the NFL platform is a good place to speak on. One can argue and say yes, and the other person can argue and say no. So it's kind of like having a debate at the family table, and we all love one another, but we disagree on who can cook the spaghetti the best. Ain't Dollar May can cook the spaghetti the best. And then somebody gonna argue, nah, Auntie Ruther, Auntie Ruther can cook that damn spaghetti better than anybody. Make you want to eat your hands if you eat it, if the spaghetti sauce touch your hands. So it's always gonna be that back and forwardness, and we will never come with any type of concise resolution, because it's somebody always gonna get butthurt about it. So the best move that NFL could do was I guess they probably listened to my podcast, and they could have said, hey, you know what, this guy, Law Nation, the guy with the beard that don't look, the brother from another mother, no other, don't look like Danny Glover, that guy, he was telling the truth about this. Let's just not show this thing at all. Let's get back to football. And then we can just really say, okay, this is our team. And then on top of that, every NFL player have a mandatory obligation to speak to the media. How about when it's time for you to speak to the media, you can say, hey, before I give you guys football questions, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about my cause, or about what's going on in the political arena, who I'm voting for, all that stuff. They can do that then. It's a platform. You got millions of people viewing you, wanting to hear what you have to say. Hey, my guy did it during the Super Bowl. I'm just here so I won't get fined, right? You remember that? Using the platform, it speaks volumes. It's a very strategic plan. Ronald Jackson, Earl Thomas, let go. Let's go, Earl. Come on, Earl, let's get on this team. Mind your business. Mind your business. This all. Mind your business. Hey, running bear. He's running. Yeah. I feel you on that. You said mind your business. That's what I'm talking about. Norm D. Baptiste, great points. Appreciate you, man. Thank you all the time. All right, so I'm just going to rumble through some quick questionings here. Dwayne Price, or was it Darren Price? Waiting on Seattle. Yes, we are waiting on Seattle. Hey, if you're on the Facebook side, don't forget to hit them thumbs up. I like seeing them thumbs up come across the screen. Show me some love if you can. I like to see that too as well. It's always a pleasure of me giving you guys my thoughts, my opinions on things. Hey, I'm not always right. Sometimes I'm wrong. Most of the time I'm wrong. Most of the time you guys are right. I'm always wrong, right? Or most of the time. One of the things, right? But I love the team, and I love I still love the temperament that the team have. They're hungry, the fierce tenacity that they're playing with. It just I do not want them to lose momentum. Football is all about momentum, and that's the only reason why I'm kind of like saying, okay, Jason Garrett, I'm giving you time and time again, but I want you to just give the opportunity to Dak Prescott more and more times out there in the field, because things will become slower for him. But neither here nor there. Scare money play. Scare money play makes no money play, right? Hello, Newman. I'm not going to read that, but I feel what you're saying. Running Bear. Yeah, I read that earlier. Barry B. Where's the hen dog at, Law? Oh, man, I need a refill, man. Make the donation to help grow the nation, man. Hit that link down below, man, and help a brother out so I can get that hen dog, that yak, you know what I mean? That cognac. I'm just playing with you, man. But that's pretty much, I really thank you guys. Don't forget that I'm on Phantom, EBSN Online, the Big Game James. You can't say game without Big Game James page. I'm also on Silver and Blue Nation all day. Man, you cut us, we bleed Silver and Blue. We on that show right now. And also D Dallas Prospect. Every legend was once a prospect. If you're not Deion Sanders, I heard he come out of the womb running 4.2. So Deion Sanders was always born a legend. That's what he told me. So hey, every other legend was once a prospect, right? Check out their page. They got tons of information. If you're a Dallas Maverick fan, you can check that information out too. First at basketball, if you are a Dallas Stars guy, you can check that out too as well on the DallasProspect.com webpage. It's good stuff, good insight. Also tonight, around 9-ish, I don't know exactly what time. It's going to be around that time. Me, the Phantom, I want to say Ari Timken from 105.3 The Fan. We should be live again. We're going to touch on some more of these topics. And also maybe I can squeeze in Big Game James if he ain't doing anything. And anybody else like the Vosh Lombardis of the world, Okoye Media, so I can pick his brain on Dak Prescott, because I do know that he did a video on Dak Prescott. So I want to pick his brain on that. And also maybe an appearance from somebody else later on tonight. All right, so I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content, and that's all the time we have for today. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. Let's jam on out to some good stuff, man. Let's jam on out. You guys know we gotta jam on out. Yeah. That gonna be great. Yes, he will. Jackson.